Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17.
And Greyshot151 here.
Yes, he is back, and we are watching Eight-Legged Freaks, the next movie we're reviewing, but by the time this comes out, you already know that. Essentially, this is more of a, once again, a kind of like behind-the-scenes, sort of us rewatching it, kind of like our initial impressions on it, our reaction, and then our final conclusion on the movie before I make it into a script and make it into the review that hopefully you just saw.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the our thoughts on this, because I've not seen this in years. Probably like 5 at least. Yeah. Maybe 8. Something like that.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where it's like, I have memories of this movie. Some good, some bad.
Yeah, but is it going to hold up? That's the question.
Yep, that is, and without further ado, let's just jump in and see if that's the case.
It's always the nicest talents that get wrecked.
You still think that we actually landed on the moon? That Oswald killed Kennedy and that a black man's vote in Florida actually counts? Wake up, people!
That's... Wow, that got really relevant all of a sudden. That got really relevant.
Main lead.
So we got Nerdy Kid.
Nerdy Kid, you can tell because glasses and that haircut.
Joshua's so tall and so intimidating, I swear he's like a reject villain from the 80s.
He probably is a horror villain of the 80s, somehow.
They call this an Iraq attack.
Title drop. That was the original name, Iraq Attack.
Yeah, but Eight-Legged Freaks is also, like, good.
You know why they changed it?
Every customs agent from San Diego.
Oh, because the Iraq War?
Iraq Attack!
Yeah, when you come back next week, I bet they're twice as big as they are today.
Bye, Josh. See you next week.
It just seems like a guy with a hobby.
Is his shirt missing stuff?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Wait, this man can afford having tons of spiders, but wears a shirt that looks like it's about to fall apart.
I mean, does he really afford them? Like, wink, wink, nudge. Look at his house. There's, like, holes in it, right?
He's selling meth on the side, right?
Oh, 100%. Guys, we need some way to, like, date this as early 2000s. Do you think we can put something in the movie to do that? Oh, yeah, here we go.
Well, Mr. Mayor, before he died, he claimed he'd seen that vein.
Let's be honest.
I don't know who this gentleman is, but the smoothness of his voice.
He's got a very smooth voice, yes. Okay, that's pretty great.
Like, the spider's making sounds like it's doing kung fu.
By the way, the spider, like... The spider just leaves at this point. It's had enough.
Oh, my God.
Talk. What's the matter? What?
You know what it is? You have drywall impressions.
Yeah, this isn't like... I mean, it's not like a Bigfoot cast where it's like, man, I don't know what could have done that. You have a perfect imprint of a spider on your wall.
I like how she didn't check the door first.
I was wondering if your mom...
Wait, do they have a dog?
Mom, it's for you.
There's a beware of dog sign next to their door.
Not good
Were they
effects.
all together?
I guess.
Oh, Mama's pissed.
Ah, classic.
Yes.
Like, good kill. I will say, that guy would have been, like... those spiders would have bit the inside of his mouth, like, 10 times. He would have been dead on the spot.
At any point in this movie, do we know who his partner is?
Nope.
Do
I don't
we?
think so.
So, these people have a chemical that turns animals gigantic. Like, is this like an indirect sequel to Food of the Gods?
It doesn't do it to crickets, because we don't see giant crickets. We just see giant spiders.
We never saw giant crickets. And we're in the
Also,
desert.
we never saw giants. Obviously, we also don't know what Joshua did, because if he just took those crickets, then there'd be a whole bunch of giant bugs roaming, or giant salamanders or whatever, right? So he had to have done something to the crickets that then...
Oh my
made the
god,
spiders huge.
he injected the meth. He gave them...
Yes, the crickets got into the meth, and that's what happens.
That's
meth
it!
plus toxic waste.
That's it! He's a drug dealer because of his decrepit place that made super crickets that made super spiders because they could handle the drugs.
Maybe I don't need a shake. Hold still.
This reminds me of the Mad Barber incident.
Yeah, my brother was attacked by a mad barber. That's all you need to know.
Don't you think you're overreacting a little bit? I was just copping a fever.
You know, on one hand, yeah, I don't blame this girl in the slightest. He just tried to do something in broad daylight. A, wouldn't take it. B, he was crossing the line. And C, that was just funny. D, I don't think he deserves being eaten by a spider, though. But let's watch him get eaten by a spider.
Can I just... Yeah. In the middle of a giant spider movie, we're going to talk about, like... What's the best way to put that?
Papa
Sexual
Theo?
assault?
Yeah, as he was putting. God, they
Don't
look
worry,
so
he
early.
screams like a bitch, so that's fine.
So 2000s, but I love it.
That was great. You can't argue with that.
Yeah, look, it's going around the top. It's not inside. He could be fine.
I'm so confused by this movie because these spiders are supposed to be threatening, but I can't help but laugh by them.
There we go.
They're not intimidating in the slightest, and they're killing people left and right. Like it just did blah, 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 like a porky pig. Animals were harmed while making this movie.
Animals were most definitely harmed while making this film.
Yeah, there's a beware of dog sign right there. What the hell? They don't have a dog.
Why? What's going on?
Or was that a scene where they've interacted with a dog and then brutally murdered it from a spider?
So Gladys might still be alive.
He has no... I'm not liking this main guy. He's pretty plain.
What, the nerd?
Like, no, just the Chris. He's not really bringing anything. Like, he's just kind of like, hey, I'm here. I punched a guy. Like, he's not bringing any personality or anything to this. He's kind of like plain.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about, like, also I'd say the sheriff. Like, the sheriff, while having a good scene, there's not much to her.
Hey, Spidey!
Ew. These things are dying like the aliens from Mars Attacks.
Oh my god, I thought the same thing! Was that a horse? Did the spider just sound like a horse?
What was that?
I'll give it this. The effects are not great for the CGI. They're fine.
No.
But here's the thing. At least they're doing stuff differently. Like, they're shot. How they're portrayed is at
There
least
is a little practical here and there, which also
Yeah.
helps a bit. Yeah, it's not like completely CGI set dressing. Like,
I
there
mean,
is some
like-
physical set dressing.
Like, this is... Yeah. Also, he just shot the top of his car without knowing what's up there.
But don't spiders hate each other? Like, don't they
They
naturally...
do. Spiders hate each other. Like, they fight constantly between territory. Not just with other spiders, but of their own kind.
Time to explain. Okay?
So not only did these spiders grow giant,
Yes.
I don't think they grew smarter, but they've definitely grown, like, more social.
Well, you don't know. They're talking. They're making like "Boo," and "Yeah," and they're doing all these weird noises. How would you tell people?
Just say there's a gunman, like those crazy people, get to them all. That's all you gotta say, there's terrorists.
Just Harley.
People from
Oh shit!
something.
Oh shit! This is 2003. Iraq attack. You can say terrorism. Come on, movie.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if I was ever in a situation where I had to warn people, it's like, get here.
Why didn't someone say so?
Exactly, that's exactly what I'm saying. Giant spiders. Crazy. Alien? Come on,
That's
coming.
a cool scene. Like, they're like, okay, let's put effort into that. And I'll give it this, the soundtrack being solely around Itsy Bitsy Spider is not good, like, in terms of, like, I will listen to it outside of this movie, but it's memorable.
Oh yeah, American ingenuity at its finest.
Alright.
Patriotic music. Because we're Americans, we can figure out a way to get over a hole. And then we...
By the way, did they just wait because they knew everyone drove a car? Like, they just all made their thing there, like, yes, we're all... There's 60
Apparently these spiders are smart.
These spiders are both the smartest and dumbest motherfuckers. How many people are dying right now?
Hundreds. Man, maybe not hundreds.
Should I
maybe
go back
800.
to that crowd scene and count all the people?
Good for you if you do.
So many people dying.
Oh, I guess they don't really have room. I don't know. Throw them in the trunk. Do something. Oh my god.
That poor guy. How about you help him?
He's helping people get in. She's doing a great job. Keep up the good work, sir.
The woman's right there. Pull her in. Oh, that man's dead.
I want you to take everyone who's hurt and all the kids and get down to that storage room. Norman, show them. Now. Go.
Like, here's another example of where this movie both excels and falls apart. They have a last stand against spiders. Great idea. None of them have any cool, interesting weapons except for a guy and a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Like, where's the Molotov cocktails? Where's, like, all this cool shit you can build? What is your plan?
Keep
Like
shooting.
gasoline for fire to keep them contained so you chop them. Alright, chainsaw man, let's go. Let's go. Or immediately drops it. There's two people next to you!
We're trapped.
Oh my god, we have a Godzilla reference. Why?
Yeah, I was about to say this was giving me Godzilla '98 vibes.
Why are there has to be a jumper up there. Why don't they jump up?
Alright, tell you what. We're gonna run away. Yeah? Yeah. Okay.
Again, best characters in this movie.
And they just
They
left the movie.
They bring something different.
God, his screams of pain are great.
The blood effects are
I
not
think
good.
you got him. Oh, that's good practical.
Oh my god, in my screen you can see a little monster as well. She's first victim, the toy.
Oh.
Thing is, I don't think I've seen a child. I think every child in this town except that kid is dead right
Yeah.
now.
What is that face?
I think it's alive.
Ever since he went up in that radio tower, ever since he has been having these over dramatic expressions. It's like, Jesus Christ, we're looking at this movie, he has no emotion. Overact. Overact, man. We need you to overact.
Is that the guy from the mine? How did he get there already? Or from the mall? That guy was from the mall.
Oh, right, yeah. How the hell did the guy with the chainsaw already get there?
Who?
There might be other people in there. Because Gladys was taken hours ago, so all the people that are taken earlier are probably like, me next! Me next!
Gold.
Right behind you.
Wait. There was obviously a cable that went there, right? So that means the Aqua Mesa load was next to someone who installed lighting. Oh my god. Like, okay, that was a good scene. Like, getting close, like, oh, shoot.
The lights aren't on now.
That thing just screams.
And to this day, people refuse to believe the truth about what happened.
Natural gas explosion. There's so many dead bodies on the roads. Is that the Crypt Keeper laugh? Alright, so what are your thoughts, 151, on that?
So my general thoughts are this. I thought it was basically on par with what I remember. It has some entertaining set pieces.
Yeah.
No jokes that make me like laugh out loud, but some, decent like chuckles. And I think the biggest problem with this movie is that I think it needed like another writer or like another pass because and the main lead to be replaced because the main lead's kind of bland, right? Minus the sheriff's secondary, the eccentric radio personality, maybe the mayor, who basically is like a more malevolent mayor that we're used to seeing, and he's more active in. It's really just the spiders descend on the town, and it's everyone reacting to it, which isn't as fun. I mean, it is fun for the first third, but it's not fun, or like the first half, but it's not fun for the second half because I mentioned this in the when we were doing it. I think that there should have been an active protagonist in this, right? Like the only one that does anything is like the kid, maybe, or like the sheriff. But there's not enough for them to do. So I think this movie has some good set pieces, but its characters are weak, and the only ones that really stand out are the secondaries that can like do something with their more comedic bits.
Yeah. I agree. I would say the sheriff is closest to someone actually having enough, like actually forming into a character, because she's badass, she has faults, she again had made mistakes, she's rectified that, she's support. Like there's enough there that I'll give her a pass. Like she 100% will make it there. But yeah, David Arquette doesn't. I was hoping more with like Scarlett Johansson or the kid, but even the kid doesn't have like he has a couple things, but he kind of gets pushed aside by the end, honestly. Like,
he doesn't get much.
Like, at the end, he doesn't get any retribution or fact. His big thing happens in the middle, and then he gets Gohan'd and just pushed to the side after his, like, moment, like, two-thirds way in. But, yeah, it's also a movie that I will say, it's crazy, and it wants to be crazy, but it's not... It could have gone further. I feel like they were still holding it back. Because there are moments in this that, like, they're trying to build tension. It's not working. You have spiders that sound like lions and screaming and all this stuff. If you're gonna go for comedy, do something where it's like Tucker and Dale vs. Evil or Evil Dead 2 or something like that, where it can be horror, but still hilarious. And I just feel like they didn't get either one as well as they wanted.
Yeah.
The horror failed even more than the comedy. The comedy, at least, it's just so batshit crazy that I'm like, alright, I don't mind watching it. But it is something where it's like it doesn't hit quite there.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like I'm not saying this is a bad movie.
Yeah.
I just think it suffers from like a minor script problem, a bland lead, maybe secondary in regards to the sheriff. Like I maybe someone else could have done a little bit more, but I don't see it. But I think it's more so you just didn't get the characters enough, so the characters don't stand out. So you aren't as worried when they're doing stuff. Like, again, the best scenes in the movies are when the secondaries are involved because you actually care about the characters because they're funny.
Right.
Or they can make slide jokes. So, yeah, overall, I'd give it, like, maybe a 6. Like, maybe a 6.5 or something like that.
Yeah, there's enough here where I'm like, it has some things better, but I think it tries to play... Because in this, they're mentioning tropes left and right, but I don't think that makes it a good... I don't think that makes it a good movie. Because it still falters on those tropes. Because, like, they have the boyfriend thing. And they have the girlfriend. I'm like, that's a cool, like, play on it. You have the boyfriend, girlfriend. They each go separate arcs and they come back. I think there's also, it's like, there's so many tropes that they're trying to do. They just lose focus. There's so many side characters, stuff like that they'd rather play a minute clip of this Barber dying than give another minute of, like, development to the girlfriend and boyfriend dynamic, or the kid, or anything like that.
I mean, it's fast. This movie flies by, 100%.
Yes, it's a solid, I think, 1 hour and 40 minutes, roughly.
Yeah. But no, it goes by at a good pace. Again, I will say that it just feels like either there was focus on too many characters, or not enough focus on a few.
Yeah.
And it hurts the movie. That's probably its biggest problem.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's like, it was fun. It was good to relive. It was good to watch again.
Yeah. It's if you're looking for a just not crazy, but if you're looking for a funny sort of out there movie that
a higher budget B movie that maybe isn't great, but you'll probably get a good laugh out of. I would recommend Eight-Legged Freaks.
Yes.
Or Iraq Attack, as it once was called.
God. But yeah, but that being said, if you're looking for a horror movie about spiders, unless you're like just terrified at the sight of a spider, I don't think this movie's that scary.
No, this movie isn't scary. I think that's why they aimed for PG-13. There are sequences where you could have had some scares, but I think they intentionally went for laughs and went for like that B movie camp rather than go for scares or like too much tension.
Yeah. All right, but that's our thoughts, guys. Thanks for watching with us. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you enjoyed the review that came out with this as well. But tune in next time to where we check out another creature feature. This has been Greyshot17
and Greyshot151,
and we'll see you all next time.
Later.